keep on task, and you will not be able to track also your progress. A stands for attainable or achievable. When we are setting a goal, you must set a goal that is attainable or achievable. Ask yourself a question. Can you get to that? Can you get it done? Is it realistic? Is this something that is realistic? It should not just be something that is abstract. Can it be done? Can it be possible? And R stands for relevance. What is the significance of reaching the goal? How important is it to you? If something is not important to you, you won't give your time to it. If something is not important to you, you won't give your energy to it. You won't give your resources to it. You won't sacrifice for that thing. So make sure that your goal or your goals are relevant. Is it significant? It should be purposeful and contribute to your overall journey in life. How does it affect your life, your journey in life? How important is it? Your life journey. And the last letter, T, it should be timely or time-bound. Goals must be established within a certain deadline. When I talk of a certain deadline, I'm not saying we should set goals from January to December. No. We had already established that goals can be short-term. You know, I can set a goal that will take maybe 2 weeks, 3 months. They can be short-term. They can be immediate. They can be long-term goals. But in any time, we should make sure that our goals, we have a flexible timeline. We have practicable deadlines. We should not set deadlines that are not practicable. For example, I'm weighing, for example, 150 kilograms, and I tell myself that by the end of 6 months, I want to weigh 60 kilograms or 70 kilograms. That is very important. First of all, scientifically, it is not good. I am not supposed to lose so much weight within a very short time. So when you are putting your time or your deadlines for your goals, make sure that they are realistic. Make sure that they are practicable. When you place deadlines that are not practicable, it brings about discouragement. You may be asking yourself, what areas should I be setting goals on? You may want to set goals on maybe health goals, like maybe exercising, how often I will exercise, what kind of exercises I will do. Or concerning my health, I want to be dieting for this year in order to reduce my weight, for example. Or I will have enough sleep in order to improve on my health. I will drink a lot of water in order to improve on my health. Those are health goals. We also have goals that are related to family and relationships. You want to set goals to improve on your relationship with your parents or your siblings or your friends or your colleagues. A better life, an impacting life, a life of an impact, a life that will leave a legacy even after us. You may also want to set career or school goals. Career goals, maybe personal development goals. You may want to attend some conferences, you may want to read some books, or you may want to have some extra, take some extra courses. On your school goals, you may want to improve on your grades, or the number of papers that you want to have in the GCE for those that are writing GCE, or you may want to take some professional exams. Those are goals that are related to your career and your school. You also have financial goals. You can set financial goals with respect to the amount of money that you save, maybe in a month or quarterly or every week. Trust me, if you don't set goals on that area, you may never be able to save any money. But you want to set goals that will lead to increase in your income. You may want to take more hours, or you may want to take another job that will give you a better pay. Or maybe you take a part-time job while you are schooling because you want to improve on your finances. Even as a student, you may have to take a part-time job. You may want to do a little business, a side business. I'll take myself as an example here. I was working as Antino has already introduced me as a deputy director of an organization. And in my mind, I knew that one day I would want to be on my own. I want to control my life. I want to be able to do some things, without really being under someone. While working in the business, I set a goal and I said, I'm going to work for so number of years. And after that, I would like to be on my own. But changing jobs or moving away from a job is not easy. I knew that very well. And I had to do something that would make me to be able to take that job. So while working and earning money, good morning of that matter, I decided to start a business. And that helped me. I was able to leave the job without any regrets. So financial goals, you may want to get another source of income or set goals for investment as well. Then you have goals for leisure, traveling goals, going on vacation, or getting something just special for yourself to keep yourself motivated. You have goals on project. Are you planning to buy a car? You set a goal on that, or getting married, or getting an accommodation for yourself. The summary of it all is that it is very, very important for us to set goals for our lives. And we have already shared with us the importance of setting goals. I just want to show us how we can go about setting goals. I know our time is very limited. The first thing we need to do is to identify the goal or the goals. Identify the goal or the goals, depending on these areas that we have listed. It can be health, it can be leisure, project, financial, career, school. Identify the goals, write them down, okay? List the goals, list the benefits of the goals. When you are able to list the benefits of the goals, they give you a drive. They keep you motivated. They keep you focused. Also list the obstacles to overcome. Try to see the obstacles before even engaging. And how can you do that? You map your process. When I say you map your process, for example, if my goal is to get into accommodation, the first thing I need to do is what? I get a piece of land. I'm trying to map my process, okay? I get the land registered. I get the drawing from an architect. I get the cost estimate from a builder. You are mapping the process. When you map the process in that way, it gives you an idea of the kind of obstacles that you may encounter. If I'm a student and I'm setting goals for me to get a distinction at the end of my degree, I map the process. What are the courses that I need to take? Am I supposed to take some extra classes? Is there somebody that I need to partner with, like a reading partner or somebody that is accountable? Are there some courses that I need to do online? Are there some extra courses that I need to take? Apart from what I get from my lecturers or from my teachers or from my professors, are there some other extra things that I need to do? Do I need to cut down on the time I spend on internet, on the time I spend on my phone? You are mapping the process of attaining a distinction. When you map the process, you are able to identify obstacles in your process. Trust me, setting goals is not an important task, but it is very, very rewarding. It takes time for you to sit down and set your goals. But trust me, once you have defined your path, once you have been able to define your expected outcomes within a certain time, you will find out that your life will be very, focused. You'll be passionate about life. You'll be motivated about life. Another thing you need to do is to list the skills and the knowledge required to attain those goals. What are they? For example, if it is in your school or career, what are the additional skills that you need to attain? When I was getting this job in the NGO, I was not just looking at it from the beginning as, a little manager. My aim was that before I leave the organization after working for 10 years, I'll have myself in one of the highest position or a high position in the company. So what did I do? Even with my PhD, since my PhD was in pharmacology and I deviated into lab, and our projects was on, public health. I decided to go in for a master's in public health online. And I got the master's in public health online. And that gave me also, a possibility to be promoted. And finally, I was the assistant executive director and at the same time, the technical director. And it's not just because of the PhD, but with the background of public health, I was able to manage the program and other multiple projects that came in. So look at the list of skills and the knowledge that you need to attain those goals. Identify the people or groups to work with. I talked already about an accountability partner. Don't trust yourself so much. Get somebody who can keep you motivated, who can call you, hello sister, hello brother, how far have you gone with this? Are you having any challenges? Get close to somebody who has gone through that same road. Don't just assume that you know it all. Another thing is that you develop a doable plan of action. When you have identified your goals, listed the benefits of the goals, listed the obstacles to overcome, list the skills and knowledge that you need to, that are required, identified an accountability partner, develop a doable action plan. Step 1, this is what I need to do. Step 2, this is what I need to do. For the fashion designer, outfit that we have, we started first by doing what? Getting into fabrics. Anytime I travel, I just see a good fabric, I buy. When I have the opportunity, I buy. Selling online, selling from home. Gradually, what were the steps? I actually wrote down some of the steps. Some of the things are still to be realized. That is why we talked about long-term goals. But make sure you write down what you want. Put the action steps. This is what I want. Step 1, step 2, step 3. When you write it down, you are able to identify what you need to be able to achieve each of the action steps in your action plan. Then set a deadline for achievement. When you set the deadline for achievement, it is not just important for you to watch until the end. From time to time, you do an evaluation. When you do an evaluation, you are able to pick things that are not moving, things that you missed. So you set timelines for intermittent evaluation of your goals. Life cannot really, it is very, very difficult for you to live a purposeful life or a purpose-driven life without setting goals. However, to bring something to life, you must be able to see it. To be able to get something realized, the mind must be able to see it first. That is why we'll also be talking about the vision board. So I'll just, for now, I'll stop here. Auntie Rose is going to talk about the vision board, but before then, you may have some questions or some comments. Thank you and over.
Wasn't that amazing? What an excellent presentation, Dr. Julie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to believe that we have been taking notes, because as many times as I hear this, every time there's a little nugget that I have to write down, because I am working on growing myself. We are in this together. I am growing myself. So just as Dr. Julie said, thank you again. If you really enjoy what she said, can you just go into the chat, put some hearts, put some likes. Let her know that you really, really enjoy the presentation and you are getting everything she is saying. Just give some hearts, just say something, say something. Let's just appreciate Dr. Julie. Yes, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. So while others are still doing that, if you have a question, go ahead. Go ahead and type in the chat. Or if you want to ask, just unmute yourself and you can still ask. Whichever way you are comfortable. If you want to put it on the chat or you want to ask, please feel free to do so. Good, good, good. Anybody want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself. Or if for some reason you cannot, just put your hand up, then I'll unmute you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if for some reason you are having problems with Zoom, it's also, this is also connected, it's going on YouTube Live. So if you just type my name on YouTube, you will see it live. It's just that you will not be interactive on YouTube as we are doing right now, because I'm focusing on Zoom. I don't have somebody else who is managing YouTube. So feel free to do whatever is convenient. Yes. Because some people, if you have like a TV at home, you may want to stream it on your TV screen through YouTube, but whichever one is convenient for you, we are on. All right.
I have a question.
Sure. This is
this is Tone. Well, my name is Antonio, but I just want to make sure, and for the people who are wondering as well, I'm sure no dream is too big and no dream is too small, correct?
Correct. If we can see your face, that would be great, Antonio.
I look like a mess.
No, you're good. You are good. You are good.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to me? Oh, there you go. Yes. No dream is too small. No dream is too big. And everyone has the capability of doing everything in life.
That's good. That's so good. Antonio, where are you dialing in from?
Michigan.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great.
Yeah, I've learned this. I've listened to some of your stuff, and as she was speaking as well, I lost recently 120 pounds, and it was one of my goals step by step. And my next step is professional in soccer. So therefore, everything is possible as long as you believe in oneself. I feel like so.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Anybody else? All right. While people are still waiting, maybe you may want to ask at the end, but I have gathered so much from Dr. Julie. And one of the things she said is that you have to put your goals and it has to be intentional. This is what Dr. Julie started by saying, goals are intentional desires with a desired result. It says goals provide direction for your life. I don't think there's anybody here who does not want a direction for their life. That's one of the things that Dr. Julie emphasized, intentional. So it means that it doesn't happen by mistake. It doesn't mean that you just pray it to happen. For those who have a spiritual background, some things you don't pray it. Some things don't come by laying on of hands. Some things don't come by prophecy. Some things don't come by fasting. Some things come by being intentional and doing it. And doing it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to take it from there, Dr. Julie. And one of the things you say is that with your goals, you need to write them down and you want to be able to look at them and follow through. So I want to start by a result from a professor from the University, Virginia Tech. A professor from that college made this research. He just went ahead randomly asking people, they have goals or a vision for their life. And this is what they said. 80% of the people they interviewed said, I don't really have one kind of, but I'm just working hard to excel in life. And then 16% said, I have written goals at some point. Some said, I have goals. 60% said, I have goals that I've written, but I have goals, but I haven't written them down. So I'm just pressing on what I have in my head. That's 16%. If I might start again, 80% said they don't really have a goal. They're just working hard to excel in life. And then 16% said they have the goals in their head, but they have not written it down. And 3% said they have the goals written down, but they don't really remember where it is. They wrote it down somehow, 3%. But guess what? 1% said they have goals that they have written down and they review it on a regular basis. Do you know who those 1% are? Millionaires. 1%. So we are here on this platform because we don't want to be part of the 80% who are working so hard to excel in life without goals that are written down. And then we review them on a consistent basis. You might not be striving to be a millionaire in terms of cash, but I believe that we want us to be millionaires in every area of our life, in our health, in our spiritual life, in anything we do, in parenting, whatever we do. My prayer is that we will be that 1% who are those millionaires. Because one thing I know is that the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So this concept will translate in every area of your life. And the issue, I want to focus again, as Dr. Julie said, the issue of writing goals down. For those whom I know, whatever platform I come across, I'm coming from the foundation of the Word of God, the creator of the universe, the person who gave us a blueprint to live our lives. So my reference point will always be the Bible. According to Habakkuk 2:2, it says that write the vision down and make it clear so that those who see it will run with it. That is the reason why we have to write down visions. So in all of this, I'm going to wrap it up. There are many things I'll be saying, but still working on the vision board together. And another thing, why do we have to make a vision? Only what Dr. Judy said, a vision or a goal will make you have a purpose for your life. So this comes from Proverbs 29, verse 18, that says, without a vision, my people perish. Dr. Julie said it very clearly and simplistically. So you may want to ask, what is a vision board? A vision board is simply a board depicting images of your dreams or your goals or the desires of your heart. That is the vision board. And of course, as Dr. Julie said, for you to make it goals, they have to be timeline. If not, it will just be a wish. That is a vision board. So I want to just give us on how we can make a vision board. For us to make a vision board, we first of all have to sit down and think. Because what does it do? It gives clarity to your dreams to come to pass. And there is nothing magical that when you just make a board, things happen. That's not how it works. The thing is that once you put a vision on a board, you put the images in front of you, you then live into the picture. And that is already there. Make it really comfortable. A classical example I got from one of my cheerleaders, who is Teresa Bell, he highlighted when Schwarzenegger was a teenager in Austria, he had on his wall in his room these big bodybuilders, all kinds, weightlifters that you can have. People are looking at me like, why do you have all these pictures on your wall? He said, because I want to be one of them one day. If I could imitate his Austrian accent, because he said, I want to be like one of them as a teenager. And of course, anybody who knows Arnold Schwarzenegger was one of the most prominent weight builders of the world, and later become governor of California. You see, he worked on his body, but that particular principle translated to the point that he became governor. He used that same principle because he learned how to make a vision board and he ran with it. And I believe he made one to become governor. So that's why we are doing this. So what does it do? See, whatever image you put in front of you, that's what you will become. You know what God told Abraham? He said, whatever you see, you can have. Whatever you see, you can have. So you have to first see it in your mind's eye before you can behold. You have to see it. And how do you see it? You have to create time to sit and think. You have to be able to sit and think. If you can just close your eyes right now, what is the best thing? I mean, what is the greatest thing that you want yourself to be? I want to give you a few seconds. Close your eyes and imagine if everything else, there was no limitation in that you think in your head. What do you want to be? Did you see it? For you to make a vision board, you have to see the end in mind. With a vision board, you put into frame what your future should be. So you don't frame what has already happened, you frame what should be. In our homes, when we go there, we always see what has happened. You see pictures when people got married. You see pictures when people had a graduation. You see pictures when people had this, when this was accomplished. But then it has passed. But you have to press forward. So what do you put in front of you, how you want your life to be? That is what I can say, it's a vision board. So you want to start with the end in mind. And you know what? God is the one who initiated that principle, because before God created you, he didn't make your eye and say, Kai, how would the nose be? He started with the end in mind. He knew how the end product would be before he started. So in all of this, we want to come up with something that by December 31st, 2023, you want to see for yourself what you will become. That you can come and say, wow, you can tell your friends, celebrate with me. This is what I saw, and this is what has become. It might not only be that, as Dr. Julie said, we have goals that are long-term and those are short-term. One of the DDJ said, successful people think in terms of decades. So you don't only think of what is happening, what you will need next week or next month or just at the end of the year. We have short-term goals and we have long-term goals. So you say, what do I want to have in the next 5 years? What do I want to accomplish in the next 10 years? What do I want to accomplish in the next 20 years? You start now. Every step takes you to that destination. So with that, I want us to get into our vision board. There's one interesting lady that I wanted to quote. I'll get back to her. But then before that, I want to start with what we have. She said, whatever you want to do in different areas of your life, you have to depict it. So I have a sample here of a vision board. What is it? It's just a board. You can buy one if you're in the United States. You can even get it from a Dollar Tree. $1.25. Or you can make a cardboard, whatever it is. You just cut it out. When you do that, then, as I say, you have to make sure that you sit down and think of what you want or what you desire. Then you write it down. When you put it down in writing, then you now translate it into pictures. How do you get these pictures? You can get these pictures from magazines. You can get it from Pinterest. You can go online. You can just see different people who are doing different things. Maybe you see somebody doing something that you really pray for, or you really desire that you want to do. Copy that picture. You can chop their head off and put your own head. Instead of doing what they are doing, and give yourself a deadline that you're working towards it. I don't care if you do it, if it's 10 years. If you are still in college or you are in high school, you want to be a president of the United States, all you need to do is to just go now. President Biden is the president. When you see him, a picture in the Oval Office, chop his head and put your own picture. Say, I'm going to be this in the next 20 years. It's doable. It's doable. It's doable. Well, if you put your, as you say, you better shoot for the stars. If it doesn't, you will end up at the moon. I don't know which one is further. Maybe I didn't say it right. But at least if you don't become president of the United States, become a vice president, you become governor. That's something. At least you went somewhere that somebody who just said and did not dream. So we write it down. We think first. We take time to think. We get a pen, and we get something to write on. After we do that, we get our board, and then we get the pictures, the images that we want. It could be a picture of a wedding dress if you want to wear it. Just get a picture, nice wedding dress that you. If you have a baby, twins, or a husband, get a wedding picture. So I've just made some presentations here that we can copy. But if you want to do better in your spiritual life, you can give a picture of somebody praying. So here, I'm trying to see how I can do this. And I just represent some things that I represented here. You may want to start going on a vacation. So here is a picture. I don't know if you can see. This is a picture of Dr. Julie and I. We are behind a waterfall. We went having some fun somewhere in Orlando. We had a very beautiful day, and it was such a refreshing atmosphere. You could see a waterfall at the background, or a fountain, whatever you call it. And then you can say, this is my dream. I want to be able to accomplish this. In the next 1 year, I have a particular friend or my sister or my friend or my spouse who want to go on a vacation. You can do that. And then I have a picture of a building. You could say you want to get a house. You want to build a house. You put a picture of this house, you know? Or you can say your dream is to get a particular car. Cut out that particular car and put it. Then you put a deadline, depending on what you want to write on it. I left it plain, so you could figure it out. You want to have another fun vacation with your family. These are these children on a water slide with their mother. And then, or you want to go on a cruise. These are people who are on a boat, probably going on a cruise. And then you may want to get into a particular program. After how many degrees you have had, you may want to continue education. As we said, Dr. Julie already had a PhD. But because of the career that she had, she went back to do a master's. So these are the people graduating. So you may want to put this like a representation. And then you may be trying to make a particular amount of money. So you may want to maybe get some courses because of a particular job you are buying. So with that, you may want to put the amount of money that you anticipate to make. And then these are two people getting married. This is a wedding picture. Is it you? Are you looking forward to getting married? Another thing you can do. Can we see? It's a wedding picture. Wedding. These are people. All right. Please, if you're in a noisy background, could you just mute yourself? Thank you. And then you could also want to be a public speaker. you can make yourself, if you want to be like a John Maxwell coach, this is somebody here who is in a conference addressing a whole crowd of people. You take a picture of a speaker like this one here and put your face on it. And then there are people who want to do other things like charity. Like for me, there's this one thing I want to do. I put doing good package. It could be in forms of words. You might see doing good package. To me, that represents my charity work that I do to help the underprivileged.
Isn't that John Maxwell? John Maxwell means what?
All right. You could see another person in a praying garden. That may represent your spiritual life. You may want to do that. And then you can also put some things that you want that once you're out of this world, you should be remembered for. Like what I'm doing right now, I want to leave a legacy of adding value to people's lives. So there are certain things that I always have to make a vision concerning that. That's why I say your lasting legacy. So you want to be able to measure that. And there are some different quotes. You can also put different quotes on it too that you want. Here I have this quote. It says, things can be different now if we believe God. Things will be different here if we will trust God. He's the God who is, not was or will be, but he is. And then this is, if you want to lose weight, you put yourself in a particular size that you want. Here I put that Rose, I see you fitting in these jeans. And another one I put, I say, Rose, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So that is just like a bit of a summary of how you can make a vision board. Many people have different talents. Some people are very artistic, creative, and all of that. But this is just a presentation of how you can put on a vision board. Then the next step is after doing this, you don't want to fold it. Can you imagine that I've done all this work? Then I just fold it and put it down here and I'm done. And I'll go back to it next year. Will it work? No, I have to put it where I behold it on a daily basis. That which you behold, you become. That which what you focus on, you become. You walk towards it. So with this, I want to say, this is what I have to present about a vision board. Vision board. There was a woman who was blind and dumb and deaf, blind and deaf. So they asked her, what is the worst thing you think can happen to a person other than not having sight? You know what she said? The worst thing it can happen is that somebody who has sight but cannot see. Somebody who has sight but cannot see. So my prayer is this. We all have sight. That's why we are all locked onto this Zoom. But I want us to see. I want us to see. And the further you can see, that is who you become. I want us to make 2023 our best year ever. See beyond that which you have been seeing. Pin it on that board so that you can live it, according to Teresa Bell. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, it's all open for you. Let me know if you enjoy doing this and ready for your vision board. If anything I said meant anything, I want to see those hearts. I want to see those likes. If you're on YouTube, you do that. If you're on the chat, do that. And I see awesome people. I see a lot of wonderful men and women. I see a lot of my family here. I can see Mr. Achimbi Augustine, all the way from Pennsylvania. I see Andre all the way from the UK. I see Annie Tanji from Montreal, Canada. I see Ara. I see Catherine from Pennsylvania. I see Dean from Texas. I see Grigor. I see Emmanuel Achimbi from Denver. I see Annie from Yaoundé. Wow. And Dr. Ernestine, Georgiana, Dr. Ndasi, Kel. Wow. Marie. Awesome people. Wow. Dr. Kate. I am so excited and privileged to have you all today. So please, thank you, thank you, thank you. So if anybody has any question, or not even a question, if you just have a little input, please feel free. If you have any input, there are many people here who have been making goals consciously, unconsciously, but those goals have been happening. But you want, definitely they'll take it to another level. So please just, if you can just, you want to make a comment, just indicate.
Yeah, thank you so much, Auntie Rose. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. You can only do what you can only achieve what you are able to see. It's very, very important. I just want to answer a question that I saw on the chat. Somebody said, how many goals are enough? How many goals are enough? The first thing I want to remind us about is that we are doing things that are intentional. Intentional means it involves me. So when I'm setting goals, I should be able to set goals that I can be able to achieve. If I'm co-opting someone, I have to be sure that that person will be able to give either his time or his energy or his resources to be able to achieve them. It doesn't make sense for you to set goals and at the end of the day, you are not able to achieve. It takes you to a state of depression. It can take you to a state of worriness. So we are not to say you should set 10 goals or 20 goals or 2 goals or 5 goals. You want to impact life. You want to live a life that makes a meaning. What can you do within a particular period of time to be able to impact lives or to be able to live a life of purpose, a purpose-driven life? With your skills that you have, with the tools that you have, what can you be able to achieve? So it depends on you. Some people may set 5 goals every year. Some go as 10. Someone may have 3, some may have 4. So it just depends on you. What are you looking at? What do you want to achieve? Thank you so much, and over.
Okay, if I may add to that, whatever goals you set, there are different kinds of goals. As we said, there are long-term goals and there are short-term goals. Like it or not, we are setting goals for ourselves on a daily basis, unconsciously. But we all do that, but we want us to be more intentional. That way we make it effective and then on a long-term and consistent basis. Let me say, just getting up and going to work on time and making sure that you do not go late because of the consequences, that's already a goal that you set in your head. And you are conscious about that. You don't just go to work on time by mistake. Does that make sense? So now, if you are alive and living, you are already making a goal. You are making a goal for yourself. The thing is that we have to make it more intentional to be effective, to accomplish specific things. So goals can be unlimited. But then there are some that we want to be able to quantify. There's a difference being able to quantify. For example, as we said, as Dr. Julie even said it, those that you know that are attainable and for a particular period of time. So you can have those that are for 10 years. So for the next 10 years, when you're making your vision board, those ones can stay on the periphery. And every step that you are making every year is heading you towards that 10-year big goal. I don't know if that makes sense. So there are goals that it's for 1 month or 2 months, but there are some that are for 5 years. Like if you have a goal for a particular career, for example, you might just have heard about what Dr. Julie has accomplished. You may say, you know what, I want to have this. So that is like a 7-year goal. So now you start right now. That's a big goal. It could be one of your goals. And then you can have goals every area of your life, like health goal, career goal, spiritual goal, marital goal. If you're married, some goals for your family. So there could be different dimensions to your goal, just as we heard in the presentation. But then you may say, I have the top 10 for this year. I have the top 10 for this year. So I don't know if that adds to that.
Thank you so much, Auntie Rose. There's another question on the chat. Please, the question is not just directed to us presenters. If you have something that you can chip in, just go ahead and do that. So someone asked a question, how do you balance realistic goals with faith? How do you balance realistic goals with faith? If I may want to attempt this question, we know that faith without works is death. When you have faith, it doesn't mean that you sit down and you don't do anything at all. Show me your faith, and I will show you what I'm doing to attain whatever I'm believing God for, or whatever my eyes have seen. Having faith doesn't mean I fold my hands and sit. I have seen something. I've not yet achieved it. Just the fact that my mind is thinking about it, I know I will get it, is faith. But there are things that I need to do to be able to get to that place. I'm weighing 150 kilograms. I will not just sit down and say, by the end of 6 months, I want to see myself weighing 80 kilograms. Then I just sit. I eat the way I like, no exercise, no diet. I'm not doing anything. I'm just believing God. Every day I stand, I say, God, help me. I want to reduce weight, but I'm not doing anything. And when we talk about realistic, it just means realistic doesn't mean that you cannot exceed the limit. For example, maybe doing my exercises and my diet each week, I can only lose 1 kg, for example, right? That is realistic, for example. But I see myself, maybe I'm having a wedding, I have a gown that I need to fit into it, and I have just 1 week. And my past experience shows that I can only take off 1 kg a week, and I need to take off maybe 3. What do I do then? I know that if I continue the way I have been doing, once I want to get something different, I must change my strategy. I may need to add another thing, not just maybe my diet, I may need to add more exercises. I might need to exercise in the morning and evening, for example. So the fact that we have faith doesn't mean that we should not work.
I see Dr. Julie is having some interruption with calls coming on her phone. Dr. Julie, mute. You're on mute. Or are you done with that question? You have muted yourself. You're on mute. Okay, maybe she's taking up it.
No. Hello?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I muted myself. So I was trying to explain to us that there's a question that says, how do you balance realistic goals with faith? We all know that faith without works is death. If we have faith and we are not able to do anything about it, we are not going to have the results. For example, I'm weighing 150 kg.
I think
and
we
I'm
got
giving myself. Oh, you got that one?
yes.
Okay, I think that's fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody has something to add to that. Does someone want to answer that? Let me see. If you want to add anything to that, just unmute and say something before I go in.
A little bit, not necessarily add to that, but I just wanted to say that I had a 5-year goal for me back in high school, and I didn't.
Are you? Is it particularly on this particular question?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay,
you want
then
me to hold on?
Just hold the thought, please. Then we'll come back to that. Just hold that thought. Thank you. Okay, let's just close this particular question. If you don't mind, I want to say, let me go a little bit to the extreme, which in some places, parts of the world, I have seen about faith and setting goals and realistic goals. I have seen somebody about weight loss. They say they have faith. They take a whole big bowl of fufu, as it is called in Africa, and then they eat it. They say they are praying off the calories from it. And they are casting it out. And then they are praying for a particular weight. And then they eat whatever they want, but they are praying to take out the fat, praying to cast down the fat and the calories and all of that. That is not faith. That is being goofy. That is ignorance. This is sheer ignorance. It is not the word of God. That is not faith. That is not faith. So we are not talking about things like that. And then realistic, again, is saying that it's doable. And I want us to say doable within realistic in terms of factoring faith in it already. As Dr. Julie said, you want to lose weight, a particular weight. It is not realistic that you have 150 pounds to lose and you believe that you can lose 10 every week. So there are some things that even to lose 2 pounds a week, you need faith because you might never have lost that in a week. So you have to, first of all, pray and commit to God and pray for strength, for consistency. I believe that's still faith. And then on top of that, there are some that you might not have been able to see, able to do by yourself. So, I need to unmute here. A second. 1 second, please.
Pocket. You want to move and keep that.
Sorry, please. So sorry, I missed my thought when I was trying to unmute.
You can make me host. I'll help you mute.
Oh,
Make me host.
Let me do that. All right, thank you so much. All right, we're talking about faith and realistic goals. There are many things that you might not be able to do if you are just looking at based on what you have. So even just setting these goals, it takes some faith because based on what you have been doing, our regular default is to just keep doing what we are doing because change inevitably is difficult for every one of us. So for us to even be intentional, and not just intentional, consistently intentional, it takes another level. And for me, as a person of faith, I always use faith to do that. Because if I depend on myself all the time, I fail. So if I have to do what I'm doing, I have to commit it to God first and say, I need you to help me with this. So whatever I'm doing, I first of all partner with God. And because I partner with God, I can be able to think further. than I normally would. There are projects that I've been able to achieve that if it's based on Rose and what she has, the availability of what she has in her hands and her capability of what she knows how to do, she'll not be able to accomplish it. So if you factor in prayer with that and then press on with faith and be intentional to do it, that's action, you'll be able to achieve it. And it suffices to say, the stronger your faith, the more you can dream, the higher you can dream. Like one woman, one woman said, I got from one old lady, she said, she had made a vision board for herself. And then by the middle of the year, she realized that she had not achieved even 1/3 of what she had put on that board. She was getting discouraged. So she was in her prayer time and just wondering what to do. She said she might have to shrink her goals or shrink her vision. But she got this word from the Lord. You do not shrink your goals. You only have to increase your faith. You do not shrink your goals or your vision. You only have to increase your faith. And definitely she was able to do that. And at the end of it, she was able to accomplish it. So I don't know if that helps too. Thank you. All right, I know somebody wanted to say something. Or somebody, yep, let me see here. Are there any questions? I know somebody wanted to make a contribution. You can do that now.
Me. All right. I just wanted to say that never get discouraged within, say, if you have a 5-year plan and you don't achieve nothing in those 4 years, God's timing is the best timing. And within that 5th year, that's what happened to me. I had a 5-year goal. I didn't accomplish nothing within the 4 years, but that last year I accomplished everything that I needed to accomplish because I didn't lose faith. I didn't get discouraged.
That's great.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't get discouraged. Keep moving.
Always.
To another, faith by sense. To another, gift of healings by sense. To another, working of miracle.
There's another.
Keisha, please mute.
To another, discerning of spirits. To another, different kinds of tongues.
I think, any other question? You can ask verbally or you can put on the chart.
If there is no other question, maybe can I just say something before we go to the next? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Just to like a way of summarizing on the goal setting.
Yes.
For those of us that were not able to join at the beginning, we need to be very, very intentional. It's not just an imagination, it's not a wish, it's an intentional act. We need to be very, very intentional about it.
You need to mute his phone. Need your mama. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just by way of summary saying we should be very intentional from this our meeting this night moving forward. I believe that meeting in the next maybe couple of months, we start today, let's be very intentional. It doesn't just happen. And we have also learned that it takes time for us to be able to set our goals. You need to think, you need to look at the different areas of your life and look at your future. Get your pen, actually write down. We have a weakness. What is not documented is not done. When you don't write anything down, you don't get it done. We are not even talking about what you don't think. What you don't write down, it is difficult for you to do it. So be intentional about it. Write down your goals. List the benefit of the goals that will drive you to, to achieve the goals. List the obstacles that you see already. Get started with looking at the knowledge and the skills that you require. Develop an action plan, set deadlines, set timelines, and your goals must be smart, they must be specific, they must be measurable, they must be achievable, they must be relevant within a certain time. So I just thought to do this little resume as we draw to the close of the day. Thank you. Over.
All right. Anybody? My co-host, can you mute me, Joe, please?
Okay.
Okay, let me reclaim host. All right, I have just reclaimed host so that I can help this. All right. Okay, I just want to thank everybody for this awesome time that we have had. I want to believe that we are all living from here with a new mindset. Even if you have been doing, making your goals in the past, you are just transcended from just making them. Not only that, what I mean is you have transcended making goals. That means you will continue to make the goals and then put them on a vision board. Put them on a vision board. So you go on, get your own materials, because action, only hearing and not putting it into action does not make anything. This 1.5 hours we have spent today, January the 15th, 2023, we want to make it count, because as we know, if you are purposeful and intentional, every minute of your time counts. So let's make 2023 again, as I said, the best year ever. My plan is to have another meeting in the next quarter. But if, especially for this particular meeting, you want to be accountable, you want to have some maybe encouragement along the line. If you're one of those, you can put on the chat here so that I can make a special class just for us, that in the next 2 months we meet, as Dr. Julie say, for us to check on each other and say, what have I been able to put down and how far have I gone? Am I on track in the first place? So give yourself maybe a week or so to think. And if you're thinking, pray as you think, because you can only do all things through Christ who gives you strength. And if you think that you are too old to make a vision board or to even write goals, this is what I will tell you according to what Richard Burke said. He said to be able to find out, to be able to see from a test if you still have any reasons to make a vision board and be able to accomplish anything on this earth, just check if you are breathing and alive. If you check and you realize that you are breathing and very much alive, then you have a reason to make one. So this is where we're going to end. And this has been a great time of refreshing with all of us, youths and young adults. Thank you again so very, very much. Since I don't have anybody who has any comments, I will call it a day. And I want to appreciate everybody again for joining. People that I did not acknowledge before. Oh, Dr. Vivian. Dr. Vivian is here. Dr. Annie is here. Eno Egbe is here. I see Minister Peace Bumomsi is here. Wow. And I want to appreciate my classmate again from secondary school, Mr. Tendongza, all the way from Atlanta. I am so grateful, Dr. Kate Valentine, my university mates. I see Anim Tanjib, Chuk all the way from Ghana, Tengu all the way from Cameroon, Catherine from Pennsylvania. I see Nick from Pennsylvania, Nick from Pennsylvania, Mama Rebe, oh, Georgina, oh my goodness. I see Keisha, I see Kyle. I want to appreciate you all. I see friends from the Queensland. Wow, I appreciate all of you. It's been so great. Thank you. Thank you. So much. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll call it a day. Thank you. So hey, see my babies. Thank you. Thank you,
Auntie Rose. Thank you, Dr. Julie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe, you can mute now. The meeting is over. We can mute now. We are in the parking lot now. Fun.
Dr. Julie, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you.
Hey. Hello, Dr. Julie.
Yes, Dr. Vivian.
Happy New Year, my sister. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good. So nice to see you.
Thank you. Wonderful presentation. Thank you guys so much for educating us this afternoon. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Auntie Julie. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you, Auntie Rose.
You're welcome.
Omiro, thank you for the wisdom, knowledge. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr.
Right.
Rose.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Joe. Miss Steven, you can unmute now. You can unmute now. The meeting is over. We can hear you. Unmute yourself. Hey, Joe.
Minister Peace, thank you so much. It's been a long time.
Dr. Annie, unmute yourselves. We're in the parking lot. We can talk. Mama, unmute. Unmute yourselves.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Steven, just press the unmute button. F.
Hi, Kai.
Crystal.
Hello, Kai.
Hey. Hi,
Yes. Yeah, we're happy to see you people.
Stephen.
Give us a nice smile. She keeps smiling.
Hey, Krista, who is that? Krista. Ah, Mama, nice to see you.
How are you? How are you?
Good day.
Good. Yeah.
I miss you. Maja. I
Mama,
You?
I don't talk about
Hi.
No.
Just for item 11.
There's item 11. There's item 11. It's item 11.
Abu,
What's it?
Sorry, Mama.
look at Chadeni.
Ma Fazi.
Hey.
Mama Fazi. Batu, Mami.
Okay, I got to start. I'm going to away.
Long time.
How is everybody?
Yeah, well, thank God, though, we are well.
Okay.
To Mama.
I do.
Mama.
This is number 2. And this is number 3.
Okay.
Number 1, the boarding school.
Ah, okay. That's good. Yeah. I'm glad for see you now.
Me too.
Me too.
Me
too.
Thank you.
Glad to see you.
Thank you very much. Wow. I'm glad to go see you. Now, so we come in there.
Yes.
You don't know. Now, just when Madame Kombu sent me the invitation letter, before one time we don't be around 3 for sure.
No problem. At least you get some.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but you chamo.
All right.
Bye.
Hey, Baba. So.
I see from Hungary. Where are you from? How are you dialing in from?
We're in the house.
No, from
Yeah,
home.
in Mama's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you.
Thank you. One to pumpkin, teddy jabo.
Majigo, masa mermat. I can't work. I'm venture.
Well, to be sure will.
Okay.
Holy Spirit.
Ma, I bought that. Come with you, don't use them to I want to inside.
Let me have one yesterday. I want pumpkin over done.
No, I will have to stay off. From the middle. They don't.
Right. Okay. Dr. Valley.
Bye. What?
Put them from this end. This
Okay.
one.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Greetings from Bridget.
Hey. Hey, my yes. Within my eyes. The eyes. It's so sweet. Greet her for me. Greet her. Give her my biggest hug. Yes. Let me see here. Okay. Let me see my chat here. And who is Hawaiian May 20?
Yeah, Hawaiian May 20 is Rocho Enes. I'm from Limbe.
Oh, this is so good. I hope you were able to get the message or you just joined.
I was connected first, so my network was not clear, so I could not get you. I have to the network stuff. I have to redo it.
Oh, but I'm glad you stayed on.
Thank you. I was so blessed with the teachings. It was so amazing.
All right, who invited you?
It's Uncle Fonmena.
Okay, let me write your name.
Yeah.
Give me your name again. Let me write it down.
Cho NS.
Okay, so who invited you?
It's Uncle Fon. I call him Uncle Fon. It's Uncle Fon Homefred.
Oh,
Homefred.
Oh, that's the Uncle Fon who is right there. That's the Uncle Fon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see. That is good. That is so good. I'm so glad you guys were able to make it.
I'm so glad also. I was very blessed. I was so shocked. I was so blessed with the teachings and about the dreams, about how we can make it.
Okay.
I was so blessed with that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So Uncle Fon, as I replied, send me SMS on my Facebook and I will give you the other details, okay? All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.